guys, I'm just in the middle of filming this eye look and I thought I might just stop and film a second video on nose contouring and lip contouring for mature skin. So I'm going straight in. I've got my foundation on, I've got some Becca Under Eye Brightening Corrector underneath my eyes, and I did put my highlight on, so I did go over and just put it on the tip there. I don't know whether I should continue to do that or not, I'm not quite sure. But I'm just going to stop there. First up, I'm going into Pixi Crayon Combo in Wide Awake, and I use the matte side, and I like to go down just the side of my nose here, where it tends to get just a little bit dark and you get shadows in there. And I'm just going to go in and just blend that just a little. This is a Weaver face shape brush. So just blending that out, it just gives you a bit of lightness right in that corner there. So I'm going to go straight into Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. It's a very light sort of colour for me. Now it is a cool colour. It's a bronzer, but it's not really warm, so you want to be able to use a cooler colour when you're contouring. So I'm just going in with Too Faced Contour Brush, so it's angled like that. And I'm just going to go in now. I've seen a lot of people actually contour, but contour on the sides of their nose here to give the shadow illusion on the side. Now if you've got a wider nose, you really do need to concentrate on putting this colour or the contour on top of the bridge of the nose on the side. Now I tend to curve mine as well and just take it right up into the eyebrow. And I take it just right down to the tip. Now if you've got different shaped noses, you do need to adjust where you put your contour. So if you really want to create a little bit more of a bulbous sort of tip, you would put a little bit of contour around the top there and just underneath as well, and that will actually increase or bring forward that little tip of the nose. But if you've got a fine tip and you don't really want to emphasize that anymore, there's no need to go in with any contour there. Now you can see I'm actually putting this right on the bridge of my nose, and what I'm doing is actually still thinning out my nose. Now I don't really need to do this because my nose isn't big as such, but I still like to do it just to give a little bit of more dimension to my face. Okay, so that's probably enough. I turn my brush and actually just blend that down. Now this is where blending down to the side of the nose comes in, but you still actually got that colour on the bridge of the nose there. And just keep blending so you just can't see like a harsh line there. Now you can do the highlighting of the nose before or after. I do both sometimes, so I'm just going in with a concealer. I'm just going to dot down the centre there. I'm going back in with that Zoeva brush. I'm just blending that upwards. So I'm just going to go onto my lips now as well. So I go back in with the Pixi Crayon Combo, and I do go around the outside. Now I've got a lot of wrinkles around my lips. This doesn't seem to highlight them as such. I just want to give a bit of lightness right around the outside of the lips themselves. And then I go back in with that Zoeva brush and just blend that. Now going back into the Too Faced bronzer on the tip again, and I'm just going to go underneath that lightness that we just put in with the Pixi Crayon Combo. Very, very light touch onto the bronzer itself. I'm just barely tapping it. And I'm using that tip and I'm going right around the outside of that lightness. All the way along. I've got the aircon on, so I'm hoping that it's not too noisy. And then just blend that down a little bit as well with the belly of the brush. And then I go along the sides as well. just right along the outside there. Now, I don't usually go in this area here where I pop a little bit of highlight. I really don't want to create the look that I've got a moustache. So just right around the outsides. Now, light coloured lipsticks obviously make your lips look a little bit bigger, and if you're going to use a darker lip, then it actually does make your lips look a little bit smaller, so it's probably a good idea to do this. And then just blending so you can't see a harsh line. Now, this is the perfect colour to do it. If you've got a medium skin tone, it's not really dark, it's not going to stand out, it's just going to give you that subtle shadow. Now, I do pop a little bit in between your cupid's bow here. It just gives you an illusion of a little bit more thickness underneath your nose there. And then you can go ahead and put your lippy on. Now, I've got a lopsided lips, so this side I do need to really slightly overline. So I'm going right on my lip line here and then just taking it out just very, very slightly. Stretch your lips if you've got wrinkles so you can get that colour right in. The older I get, the more unsteady my hands are. So by the time I'm 70, I don't know what my lip line's going to look like. Now, if you do a little F up, just put on a very pointed cotton tip some concealer. And then I do like to go back in and put that darker lip line in those little spots there. It's very subtle. So today I'm going in with a matte lipstick. This is Ultra Matte Lip in 1969. It's a orangey caramel colour. I'm going right up to that lip line. Now I'm just going to go in because I'm loving the gloss look still. I'm really not into the matte lip colours too much because I've got so much texture in my lips and I've got wrinkles everywhere. So I like to just gloss it up a little. And besides dealing with hooded eyes, lips are probably the hardest for me to do. I'm just so uneven and like I said, I've got wrinkles everywhere. Now, speaking of hooded eyes, I do have an update on winged eyeliner for hooded eyes. I'm not quite sure exactly when. I have been experimenting with a couple of products, different liners, etc., to actually keep it on your eyes. And then of course, you've got to stick the finger in the lips and get that excess off so it doesn't go on your teeth, which is very embarrassing sometimes. Okay guys, so that's my contour, nose and lips for mature skin. So if you like the video, don't forget to give me a thumbs up. Look out for that hooded eyes video that I will be doing, and I have filmed this eye look as well. It should be up around about the same time as this contour video as well. So don't forget to share with your friends, and I'll see you on my next video. Bye!